Welcome back everyone to our channel where we bring you the fascinating world of coins, history, and hidden treasures that may just be sitting in your pocket change. Today's journey takes us to the year 1977, and the spotlight is on the United States of America 1-cent coin. At first glance, it looks like the same penny you've seen countless times, but there is so much more to discover beneath the surface. Let's begin with the basics. The 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln cent, has a very special place in American history. It was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the beloved 16th President of the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the portrait of Lincoln on the front side of the coin has become one of the most iconic designs in U.S. coinage. Fast forward to 1977, nearly 7 decades later, and the design still stood strong, a reminder of Lincoln's legacy. Now, let's take a close look at the design itself. On the obverse, or front side, we see Lincoln's profile facing right. Above his head, the motto, "In God We Trust," arches across the top. To the left is the word "Liberty," and to the right is the year of issue, 1977. Depending on where the coin was minted, you might also see a small letter underneath the year. That tiny letter is the mint mark, and it tells us which U.S. mint facility struck the coin. A D stands for Denver, an S stands for San Francisco, and if there's no letter at all, it was minted in Philadelphia. Turning the coin over, the reverse side displays the beautiful Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., a design introduced in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. What's fascinating is that if you look closely at well-struck examples, you can actually spot the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, right between the columns. Surrounding the design are the inscriptions, "United States of America," at the top, the Latin motto, "E pluribus unum," just above the memorial, and the denomination, 1 cent, at the bottom. For a coin that's only 1 cent in value, the level of detail is truly remarkable, but here's where things get exciting. Millions of these coins were minted in 1977, so at first glance, you might think they're only worth a penny. And for most examples, that's true, they are very common in circulation. However, when it comes to coin collecting, rarity, condition, and errors can turn an ordinary piece of change into a valuable treasure. Let's talk about condition first. Coins that have been heavily circulated, scratched, or worn down usually don't have much value beyond face value. But if you come across a 1977 penny in mint state condition, that means it looks nearly flawless, with sharp details and no signs of wear. It can be worth far more than a single cent. Collectors prize these coins for their beauty and preservation. The highest grades are called gem or red coins because of their bright, original copper luster, and these examples can bring in impressive prices at auctions. Now, what really gets collectors buzzing are error coins. These are coins that were struck with mistakes at the mint, and instead of being destroyed, some slipped into circulation. For example, a double die error occurs when the design is accidentally struck twice, leading to noticeable doubling of the letters or numbers. Other errors include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing, or coins struck on the wrong planchet, that's the blank piece of metal that the coin design is stamped onto. These kinds of errors make each coin unique, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. Think about it. You could have a jar of pennies in your home, and inside that jar might be a coin that looks ordinary at first but has a small error or is in perfect condition. That little difference could turn a penny into a fortune. That's the magic of coin collecting, the thrill of the hunt, the possibility of discovering history and value in your own hands. The 1977 Lincoln cent may not be the rarest coin ever minted, but the right combination of error, rarity, and condition can elevate its value to incredible heights. And yes, believe it or not, some of these coins have been known to reach values up to $50,000. Today we're going to explore one of the fascinating coins of modern American history, the 1980 Washington quarter from the Philadelphia Mint, commonly known as the 1980 quarter. Now, most people see a quarter as nothing more than 25 cents. But as coin collectors know, some of these coins can surprise you with values that go far beyond their face value. Let's rewind to the year 1980. America was in a time of transition. Technology was advancing, the music scene was changing, and the nation was heading into a new decade filled with excitement and challenges. In this environment, the Philadelphia Mint struck millions upon millions of Washington quarters. At first glance, they all looked the same, but as always, some stood out in ways nobody expected. The Washington quarter design is one that every collector knows well. The obverse, or front, carries the portrait of George Washington, designed back in 1932 by John Flanagan to celebrate Washington's 200th birthday. His face had become a timeless part of American coinage. Flip the coin over, and the reverse displays a majestic eagle, wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, symbolizing both strength and peace. Now here's something interesting. In 1980, Philadelphia coins were actually struck without a mint mark. Unlike dimes, which began showing the P mint mark that year, the Washington quarter remained blank when it came to mint identification. So when we talk about the 1980 P quarter, we're really talking about a coin from Philadelphia that doesn't display the P, yet collectors still use the term for clarity. This small piece of history makes the 1980 quarter special in its own way, but what truly grabs the attention of collectors are the errors, the varieties, and above all, the condition. If you're holding a 1980 quarter that has been passed around for decades, it's probably only worth face value. But if you manage to find one that escaped heavy circulation, one that shines with original mint luster, sharp details, and nearly flawless surfaces, then you've found something rare. Errors can make the coin even more exciting. Off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing, double die errors that show doubled images or lettering, and unusual planchet mistakes where the coin metal wasn't prepared properly, all of these can push the value into impressive territory. Collectors love these one-of-a-kind pieces because no two are exactly alike. Now, let's talk about grading. Coin grading is a system used to measure condition. From worn and circulated coins graded good, all the way up to mint state grades that reach MS67 and higher, condition is everything. The higher the grade, the more rare the coin becomes. Out of the millions of 1980 quarters produced, only a very small number have survived in such pristine, untouched quality that they can command top dollar at auctions. This is where history meets opportunity. Imagine a coin struck over 40 years ago, passed from hand to hand, yet somehow surviving in flawless condition. Collectors will pay staggering amounts for these rare survivors. Auction houses have seen bidding wars break out as enthusiasts fight to add the best possible example to their collections, and now we come to the moment you've been waiting for, the reason you should check every coin that lands in your pocket or change jar. While most 1980 quarters may only buy you a piece of candy or a soda, the rarest, most perfect example of the 1980 P Washington quarter has reached an auction record of $50,000. Yes, a single quarter worth $50,000. So, the next time you're handed a quarter in change, don't overlook it. That small coin might just be a hidden treasure, carrying a story from America's past and a value that could change your future. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the history and hidden value of the 1980 Washington quarter. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with other coin collectors. And remember, the world of coins is full of surprises. You never know what treasure might be sitting right in your pocket. When most people see a penny, they don't think twice about it. It's the smallest coin in American currency, often overlooked, tossed into jars, or left lying on the ground without anyone bothering to pick it up. But what if I told you that a single penny from the year 1989 could be worth more than most people make in a year? That's right, one little coin that you might carry in your pocket could hold an incredible surprise. Let's start with the basics. The United States 1-cent coin, better known as the penny, has always held a special place in American history. On the front of the coin is the familiar face of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. His portrait has been on the penny since 1909, and it was the very first time in American history that a real person, rather than a symbol, appeared on a circulating coin. This was a big deal, because up until then, coins usually showed Lady Liberty or other designs representing freedom. But Lincoln's 100th birthday changed that tradition forever. Fast forward to 1989, and the Lincoln cent was still being produced by the millions, this time with the copper-plated zinc composition that began in 1982. To most people, these pennies all looked exactly the same. Billions were minted at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and millions passed through cash registers, banks, and pockets across the country. But here's the fascinating part: within those billions, there are rare and unique coins that collectors dream of finding. So what makes a 1989 penny special? Well, coin collectors and numismatists look for certain traits that turn an ordinary coin into a valuable treasure. The first is minting errors. Errors happen when something goes wrong during the coin-making process. It could be a double strike, where the design is stamped twice, leaving a shadowy effect. It could be off-center, where part of the design is missing. Sometimes even the metal itself can be wrong, like a penny accidentally struck on the wrong type of planchet. These mistakes are incredibly rare, but when they happen, collectors are willing to pay huge sums to own one. The second factor is condition. You might be surprised to learn that the way a coin looks is one of the most important things in determining its value. A penny that has been in circulation, scratched, worn, and handled by thousands of people is usually worth just 1 cent. But a penny that has never been used, one that is shiny, flawless, and looks exactly like it did the day it left the mint, can be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Collectors grade coins on a scale, and those that are in pristine, mint state, or proof-like condition are the true gems. Now think about it: how many 1989 pennies were tossed in change, rubbed down in pockets, and left sitting for years? Almost all of them. That's why finding one in flawless, untouched condition is like discovering a needle in a haystack. And when you add in the possibility of rare minting errors, you suddenly have a coin that transforms from being worth 1 cent to being worth a small fortune. But here's the part that makes this story truly exciting. Among the 1989 Lincoln cents, there are a few that have sold for mind-blowing amounts of money at auctions. Imagine walking into an auction house with what seems like just a regular penny, and walking out knowing that it's actually a treasure. Some lucky collectors and sellers have seen this happen, and now, the moment you've been waiting for. A 1989 1-cent penny, one of these ordinary-looking coins that most people ignore, has been known to reach an unbelievable value. At its highest, this small copper-plated coin has been valued at $30,000. Think about that for a second. A coin worth less than a single piece of candy, a coin so small and common that most of us don't even notice it, could be worth $30,000. That's the kind of discovery that changes the way you look at spare change forever. So the next time you come across a penny, especially one from 1989, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. Who knows, maybe your penny is more than just a coin. Maybe it's a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Have you ever stopped to think about the little coins you carry every day? That small copper piece at the bottom of your wallet, the one that often gets ignored, might just be a hidden treasure. Most of us overlook pennies. They seem ordinary, almost worthless in today's fast-paced world where people barely bother to pick them up off the ground. But what if I told you that one simple penny, from the year 1996, could secretly be worth a life-changing fortune? The penny has been part of American history for more than 2 centuries. First minted in 1793, it has gone through countless designs and materials. But the coin most of us know today features the face of Abraham Lincoln, a design introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of his birth. For generations, this tiny coin has passed through the hands of millions of Americans, playing its part in everyday transactions. Now let's move forward to the year 1996. Millions of pennies were struck by the U.S. Mint that year, just like every other year. To the average eye, these pennies look identical: copper-plated zinc coins bearing Lincoln's portrait on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Nothing unusual, nothing special. Or so it seems, but hidden among those countless coins is something truly extraordinary. You see, not all coins leave the mint perfectly. Mistakes happen, and when they do, the results can turn an ordinary cent into something extremely rare and valuable. These mistakes are known as minting errors, and collectors prize them above almost anything else. Some errors are easy to spot. A doubled die can make the words or numbers appear doubled. A misstrike might cause the design to be off-center. Sometimes, the coin may even be struck on the wrong metal planchet entirely. These little quirks, invisible to most people, are what make a coin incredibly desirable to collectors. And when it comes to the 1996 penny, the excitement lies in exactly these rare errors. Think about it. How many times have you handled a penny and tossed it aside without even looking closely? Yet, somewhere out there, a 1996 penny could be hiding in someone's coin jar, a forgotten drawer, or even loose change given at a store, waiting to be discovered. That's the thrill of coin collecting. It's like treasure hunting, but the treasure is hidden in plain sight. What makes these special 1996 pennies even more fascinating is their scarcity. While billions of regular pennies exist, the error varieties are so rare that they almost never show up. And when they do, collectors know just how valuable they are. Stories have circulated of people finding such coins by accident and later realizing they were sitting on a small fortune. Now imagine this scenario: you're at home, casually going through your pocket change. You notice a 1996 penny, and something about it looks different. Maybe the lettering looks doubled, maybe the strike seems off, or maybe the color feels unusual. At first, you think nothing of it, but curiosity makes you take a second look. After some research, you discover that what you're holding isn't just a penny. It's a coin worth as much as $30,000, yes, you heard that right. $30,000 for a single cent. A coin so common in appearance, yet so rare in reality, that it can completely change your perspective on those tiny pieces of change we take for granted every day. So next time you come across a penny from 1996, don't be too quick to dismiss it. Look closer, pay attention to the details, and who knows? You just might have a hidden fortune sitting right in the palm of your hand.